Another use for the stock that we have is a simple soup. Everybody has stuff in their fridge or laying around the house that they can make a simple veggie soup, protein soup, really whatever your tastes are. So we have our stock, we have some butter, we have some carrots and celery, some onions, we have some canned tomatoes and some garbanzo beans, potatoes, more carrots, salt, pepper, dried herbs, garlic. All of these elements can be incorporated into a soup, and a lot of us have this just hanging around our house. All right, we're gonna start with a little fat in this pot over here. So in this case, we're gonna be using butter. We'll throw a couple tablespoons of cold butter into this. We'll add our diced onions and our carrots and celery. What I like to do is hit it with a little salt and pepper, not too much because we'll season the soup to taste when it's done, but just a little bit to draw some of that moisture out of the vegetables and add a little flavor. You can also add a little bit of dried herb. So once this starts heating up in the pot, we're gonna let it get a little translucent, and then we're gonna start adding our other ingredients. Now that these vegetables are becoming a little bit translucent and releasing some of their moisture, we're gonna add our stock. Now we're gonna let that stock cook a little bit more and come up to temperature, and we'll add our vegetables. All right, we wanna bring our soup up to like a slight rolling boil, not too heavy, but just enough so that there's movement in the stock. We're gonna incorporate some canned tomatoes that we have around the house. This is gonna give our soup some depth, add a nice little bit of acid. So you can literally just pop the can and throw it right in. The more liquid in the soup, the better, because it's liquid. We also have some garbanzo beans or chickpeas. You can find these in your pantry at the local grocery store. They're very inexpensive. We can pop the top on these. And now there's two options for you. There's a lot of liquid in these, so you can drain some off, or you can incorporate it into your soup. Either way, it's just gonna add a little bit more body to your soup. I'll strain off a little bit of it, but then let the rest go into my soup. So we have some potatoes here that I have soaking in water. I'll drain these off. I'll get these in the pot as well. Can't go wrong with too much carrot. And now we're just gonna let that soup come up a little bit, start cooking those vegetables, and then we're gonna drop the temperature down and let it simmer. All right, so now our potatoes and carrots have cooked through, and all of those flavors have kind of married together. So now we have this nice, lovely veggie soup that we used with that stock we made last week. And we've managed to stretch out that stuff in our fridge and create a nice warm meal for winter.